The story starts with Akira as he gathers the courage to confess his feelings to his childhood friend, Tosa. Both of them become flustered, yet they happily agree that they want to marry each other someday. That same evening, while in separate homes, they each talk to an AI assistant about what happened, showing that they live in a highly advanced world set in the year 2039. It is later revealed that Toasa is a brilliant mind who specializes in developing androids. After a few weeks pass, Akira attends a major presentation where she must convince investors to support her project. As she explains her work, a man suddenly storms onto the stage. He loudly accuses her of endangering society with androids, then pulls out a gun and fires at her. Akira immediately steps in to shield her, but he ends up getting shot twice. Because of his injuries, his strength fades and he slowly loses consciousness, filled with regret as he realizes he might die. However, instead of dying, he suddenly wakes up completely naked inside what appears to be a deserted laboratory. From there, he looks out over the city and notices that everything has been reduced to ruins. Confused, Akira begins to question reality as he cannot remember anything after the moment he was shot. Suddenly, a man and his daughter appear in front of him. They address him as a sage and explain that a powerful earthquake caused the destruction. But due to his weakened condition, he soon collapses and loses consciousness once again. After a while, the man and his daughter take him to a road when he wakes up. The man introduces himself as W and says that he is the leader of a nearby village, along with his daughter named Heidi. Akira tells him that they may have mistaken him for someone else, but W says that in their village he has been worshipped as a divine god for many centuries. This makes Akira doubt those words, and he starts wondering what happened in this place since everything is completely destroyed. Gi interrupts his thoughts and tells him that they are already close to the village of Okodade. This surprises him because that is clearly the name of a tower he used to visit with Toasa. Later, he is at W's house, where we meet a woman named Taverina. She cannot believe that they brought the sage to her house, clearly referring to Akira. At that moment, Akira thanks her for giving him a place to stay. That night, he has dinner with them, along with other people. He is surprised to learn that the group does not have the technology he considered normal, and they also do not have access to knowledge from books. This is because there is an institution that rules the world called OL, which managed to dissolve all countries and create a single one. The group then starts a small argument because they are unsure whether to report him to the agency, since Akira could be considered a relic. Taverina says that OL does not need to know anything about him, because since he just woke up, he should first get used to this new world. A few hours later, he cannot sleep, so he goes to the rooftop and feels very bad, thinking that he might still be dreaming, while a mysterious girl watches him from afar. The next day, he thinks that he should focus on finding clues about Toasa. Then he greets Heidi and asks her for a favor. After a while, he goes with Heidi to a market while examining everything. Since even though much of the city's technology is gone, they still continue trading. He asks the girl if there is a library in the village, but she takes him to her school instead, where he finds several books. However, he thinks that the information is very limited, so he concludes that OL has restricted knowledge. While they walk back home, the girl confesses that she hates OL with all her being. This is because he asked her if there is anyone in the village they can talk to. Suddenly, they see a church where a wedding is taking place. However, even marriage laws have changed in this era, as marriage is now very different. He explains to Heidi that normally it would be two people getting married, but in this world, they can marry a large number of people at the same time, which surprises him greatly. Right after that, a memory is revealed of when he was talking with Toasa about a project. The girl says that humanity feared technological advances, because if androids were created, they could have made daily life much easier. Then suddenly, Akira gives her the ring, which completely charms the girl. Back to the present, while the girl and Akira are resting, Taverina arrives. She asks for help, and they return to the house where they explain that their tractor is damaged. Since Akira has knowledge of technology like Tosa, he fixes it instantly, leaving the group amazed. The group is interrupted when Commissioner Canis arrives along with several soldiers. It is also revealed that the one who reported him was a member of Taverina's family named Bog. At the same time, Kanye introduces him to the General Commissioner of OL. He mentions that since Akira was found in the ruins, he is considered a relic, so they capture him and want to take him somewhere else. When Wadair tries to intervene, the man shoots him, saying that not reporting such a finding is considered treason. He also adds that they will take Heidi as well, since they were the first to find Akira. Bog becomes very nervous and says that taking his family was not part of the deal, but the arrogant man says he just made that decision, and they end up electrocuting Wade. After a while, they take the group on a train, but suddenly it stops. The group gets out, and the guards say that after taking Akira, they will return to the village and kill everyone, since they want to eliminate anyone who interacted with him. Just before he shoots the girl, Akira hears a voice telling him to duck. Suddenly, lasers appear and cut the train into pieces. The mysterious girl from before shows up and immediately attacks Kinesis, beating him badly. The soldiers prepare to fire, but the girl tells them to hide, because she plans to deal with all of them. At that moment, all the guards start shooting, but she creates a barrier that protects them. She then pulls out a laser sword and begins defeating each of them. Akira manages to take down one who was about to shoot her. Suddenly, Kinesis starts firing at her with a machine gun, but she activates a skill and creates a laser cannon, which she fires at him, causing massive destruction. Finally, Akira asks if she is an android, and she confirms it, introducing herself as Yugure. However, Akira is shocked when he sees her face, because he thinks she looks exactly like Toasa. She then tells him that he should marry her. Akira gets scared, and the girl becomes very intense with him. After making him uncomfortable, she takes out a ring and he immediately recognizes it. Akira realizes that she knows Toasa, but she says that the information is classified. Later, the group returns to the village, and Bog feels very guilty for what he did. However, Akira understands him and knows he only did it to protect the village. In the end, Akira realizes that if he stays there, the village will be in danger, because OL is after him. So he says that he will leave that same night. Yugure and Akira say goodbye to the villagers. As they walk together, Yugure insists again that they should get married, but Akira refuses and tells her that he will not marry a stranger. So the girl cleverly says that they can get to know each other little by little. Finally, Akira tells her that they will go to the place where he woke up to search for clues about himself, since she says that if he does not marry her, she will not give him more information. Shortly after, they arrive at the ruins, and Yugure hides with Akira using an invisibility skill, because at that moment 2 girls appear. She says she does not want to run into them because it could cause problems. When Akira sees them, he thinks one of them has a face very similar to Toasa. Here we meet the purple-haired girl named Yoyami, as well as the girl with an aura on her head named Kubo. They are searching for information since they identified that Kinesis was defeated. At that moment, they sense Idi's presence and begin questioning her. When they realize the girl has no information, they leave the place. After that, Akira comes out to check on her, and she gives him a smartwatch she found. She also says that the object is 200 years old, which makes Akira feel down, because he realizes that Toasa may have died of old age. After listening to a message she left for him, she regretted everything and asked him to never look for her. Even so, Akira says that he will go to Tokyo, where he used to live. A few hours later, Akira asks Yugure about the 2 girls, and she explains that they are captains of OL's brigades. Since Yugure does not want to give him more information, she starts acting provocatively and once again tells him that she wants to marry him. Even though Akira says he was engaged to Toasa, she tells him that even as an android she is capable of being with him, showing a very perverted side. The next day, they say goodbye to the girl and head to the port to cross the ocean. There, they meet a trader named Boro who agrees to take them without hesitation. After they tell him they are going to Tokyo, he gives them information, and after a few hours of travel, they arrive at another port. As they say goodbye to Boro and enter the place, Akira accidentally bumps into a girl. After apologizing, the girl, who is a painter, introduces herself as Amoru. They then go to a shop to replace a brush that Akira broke. However, because the boy charged him incorrectly, the shop owner calls him a redger and an idiot. This makes Yugure tell them to leave immediately. As they walk out, she explains that redgers are people who have given up their human rights, and in exchange, their crimes or debts are completely forgiven. They are also forced to do heavy work for the OL agency. After that, they tell Amoru that they are heading to Mount Osor, since it is on the way to Tokyo. The girl, a bit nervous, tells them that there are checkpoints at the entrance, so Amoru says she knows a route to avoid all of them, and they head toward the mountain without encountering any control. It is also shown that Amoru is very skilled at painting as she draws while walking. Later that night, Akira asks if she recharges when she eats. However, she says she does it because she likes it since she has a reactor that constantly powers her. Then Yugure asks her to show one of her books, but since it is something sacred to her, she refuses at first. However, seeing that Yugure has no bad intentions, she shows it, explaining that it is a book she must protect with her life because it was given to her by her parents. The next day, they finally arrive at Mount Osor and pass the guards without any problem. Since Yugure gets hungry, she goes to eat. Akira tells the girl that he feels sorry for the Retchers, because even though they are human, they have no rights. Since the girl eats everything, Akira says he will go get more. However, 2 guards suddenly point their weapons at them. At that moment, a man named Marlung arrives. Amoru approaches him, and Marlung thanks her for giving them information, revealing that she is a Redger. Amoru apologizes to both of them and says she did it because Marlung promised to return her parents' books. However, he mocks her and says that he burned all the books, which makes her angry, but she cannot do anything because the guards are aiming at her. After that, he throws her to the ground and she starts crying because those books were the most precious things her father left her. However, Amoru creates a distraction and the two manage to escape. Even though he is now safe, Akira feels very bad and tells Yugure that they should go back and save her, but she refuses completely. On the other hand, Amoru is captured and Marlung burns the last book she had, leaving her in deep pain. Yugure finally lets go of Akira and he runs toward the girl. However, Yugure stays still because Akira told her that he would not marry her since she is an android. A few hours later, Amoru is chained inside one of Owell's bases. At that moment, Akira defeats the guards and enters to rescue her. While Yugure watches from afar, even though they try to stay hidden, they trigger an alarm that alerts all the guards. Just when they think they can escape, they run into Marlung. He captures Amoru and they start beating Akira. Despite the beating, Akira encourages the girl with his words. Just when they are about to finish her off, Yugure arrives and says that everything she is about to do goes against her principles. But she still starts beating all the enemies and kicks Marlung, sending him flying. This amazes Amoru, as it is the first time she has seen an android in combat. Yugure says she did all of this just to achieve her goal, which is to marry Akira. This makes Akira thank her, and it is clear that deep down she has a heart. After a few hours during the day, and after a long walk, Yugure gives the girl her bag, which she took from one of the guards during the fight. While the girl changes clothes, Yugure uses advanced technology to heal her injuries. She also removes a mark that identified her as a Redger and replaces it with the bird from her book. This greatly amazes the girl, and she becomes motivated and tells them that she wants to join them to search for the rest of her father's books. After thinking for a few seconds, they accept her into the group, which makes her cry with happiness. After several hours, the group arrives at a city called Omori. Akira is very excited to know that he will finally be able to take a shower and rest. They notice that there is a festival for singles, but there are many armed guards protecting the place. Both girls tell him that there is no need to go, since both of them already have a partner, clearly referring to Akira. However, Akira says that he only has eyes for his beloved Tosa. Both girls start acting very toxic, so they tell him that the 4 of them should get married. Since Akira refuses, the girls say that they will participate in the festival instead. In another scene, several people are negotiating weapons because apparently a truck from Owell dropped them. Suddenly, an armed squad enters the place. A girl named Fides appears and tells them that they found a snitch, so she declares herself the new leader of the Lontano group. Just as the infiltrated man tries to attack her, another man named Kalkrin kills him. He also grabs one of the managers and says that she was involved as well, because she was diverting funds. At that moment, we also learn that Fides and Kalkron are siblings. In another scene, their father meets with them. He looks depressed because he had 8 children, but due to a war, only 2 are still alive. He is desperate to have grandchildren so that his lineage can continue. The next day, the girls prepare to go to the singles festival. Akira tells them that he will not go with them, so they leave. When Akira goes out to the street, he hears that the Lontanos will be at the party. A woman tells him that they control the entire city and are responsible for many killings. In a parallel scene, the girls are on dates with strangers, but they do not seem to connect with them. Then Akira arrives and notices that Kalkrin is there, who is very popular among the girls. On the other hand, Fides has a long line of admirers, but she rejects all of them because she is very selective. At that moment, her brother appears and mocks her for not having anyone, since their goal is to find partners to have children and continue their lineage. After hearing this, Fides decides to go for a walk alone. Meanwhile, Akira spies on Yugure, who got drunk after drinking too much. At that moment, Amoru arrives and distracts him, and Yugure disappears from his sight. This makes Akira go out to look for her, and by coincidence he passes by Fides and spills his drink on her. Akira gets very nervous when he sees her name, because he did not expect to run into the mafia girl. After apologizing, he accidentally mentions if there is something like chlorine in this era, so she immediately starts interrogating him. Suddenly, Amoru appears and reveals that he comes from the past. Fides corners Akira against the wall in a very compromising position. After hearing that he is the real Akira, she asks him to marry her. Akira becomes very nervous, since once again someone is asking him to marry. She adds that if they do, both of them would benefit, because she could offer him protection against Owell. Suddenly, they hear Calcron, and Fides becomes nervous when Akira asks if she wants an Elsie with him. This term refers to a marriage of more than two people. She replies that it is not possible because marriage between siblings is forbidden. At the same time, Calcron is seen proposing to Yugure to be part of his Elsie. That night, both girls talk about the faithful love they have for Akira. Yugure also explains to Amoru what marriage means, since in this era people are used to marrying more than two people. The next day, Calcron's father says that it seems his son found a partner, so he immediately tells him to have a child. On the other hand, Fides is with her horse when one of her subordinates arrives very worried, but she tells him to calm down because she has found a partner. After a while, Akira and Amoru argue with Yugure because she accepted a date with Calcron just to make Akira jealous. At that moment, Calcron arrives, and even though he knows Yugure is an android, he does not mind. Then Fides also arrives and tells everyone that she came to have a date with Akira, and that they will have an Elsie together. These words shock the girls, and they immediately complain to Akira. Seeing this, Calcron suggests that they should all go out together on a double date. After that, a vehicle appears in front of them, and Calcron says that he got it thanks to his connections with Owell. Akira becomes very excited because he needs information about that place, so Calcron tells him that he can give him information if he entertains him. Later, the group goes shopping at the market, and at that moment, Akira notices that Fides keeps looking at her brother, which makes him feel sad because they cannot be together due to how it is viewed. Right after that, Yugure goes with Calcron to an alley, and it is revealed that both of them plan to make Akira jealous, since the night before Calcron found it interesting to be with an android like her who has feelings. They come out, and Yugure sees Akira giving a flower to Fides, which makes her very jealous. Akira then says he has a special place to go, and they move to a library. He starts searching for several books to investigate, but Fides tells him that everything is controlled by Owell. After that, they leave the place, and suddenly Amoru starts running toward an alley. The group decides to follow her because she completely disappeared from their sight. Meanwhile, Fides remembers moments from her childhood, and suddenly, Calcron appears in front of her. He mentions that when they were children, they used to play hide and seek. Seeing them talking, Akira and the others decide not to interfere. The atmosphere becomes intense between them, as there is a real connection of love between the two. However, she quickly regains her composure and leaves. At that moment, everyone starts acting toxic toward each other, since they do not expect one another to marry mafiosos. After a while, the group heads back home, and the atmosphere becomes very silent. They have to stop because one of the vehicle's tires bursts. While they are talking, Akira bends down to pick up some screws under the vehicle, and Calcron immediately threatens him. He tells him that if he ever hurts his sister, it does not matter who he is, he will kill him. After several hours, the group is at a cargo port, when suddenly a container falls from a platform, causing Yugure to jump in to save a man. At that moment, Fides realizes that Yugure is truly an android, and she wonders what her brother is thinking. Suddenly, Fides runs away very sad, and Akira decides to follow her. They start talking, and she mentions that Calcron might be a better leader for the family, since everyone likes him. Seeing that he is with an android, she knows he will not be able to have children, which would make her the leader of the Lontano. In another scene, we see the father of the Lontano family named Eurus. He receives news from an informant that his son is involved with an android. Eurus becomes very disappointed and says that he trusted his son too much. Since OL is also looking for Yugure, he orders that they must capture her before them. In a parallel scene, the group is at a restaurant having a double dinner, when suddenly Eurus arrives with several men and demands that they hand over the android. He also suggests that Calcron is with the android because he does not want to have children and wants to kill him. He throws a gun to Fides and tells her that if she wants to become the leader of the family, she must kill her brother right now. The girl becomes very nervous because if she does not do it, they will kill both of them. Kalkron takes the gun from her, and Urus realizes that neither of them wants to continue the lineage. Without hesitation, Kalkron shoots his father, but the shot is blocked by one of his guards. Urus then orders them to capture Yugure and eliminate the rest. At that moment, Yugure becomes furious. Akira notices a sniper aiming at her, and when the shot is fired, he immediately jumps in to protect her, taking the hit himself. He begins to bleed heavily, and Kalkron manages to take down the sniper. Yugure quickly heals Akira and, full of anger, declares that she will destroy them all. She releases a type of insects that shoot lasers and eliminates all of Urus's guards. Urus shows great ability, but even so, Yugure dodges all his attacks. She even stops his sword with her hand and knocks him out with a kick. After that, a memory of Toasa is shown while she was creating androids, talking with her assistant who asks if androids could really have emotions. Back in the present, Akira wakes up with Yugure beside him. Amoru enters worried and says that he has been unconscious for a week. Akira mentions that his wound is healed and he does not feel any pain. This is because Yugure has been taking care of him the whole time. Akira thanks her, and then Fides and Kalkron arrive. They say that while he was unconscious, they made Urus step down from the organization, and now Fides is the new leader. It is also noticeable that the siblings have become very close. Later, the group is talking, and Akira says that they will go to Sendai. The siblings recommend that they visit the hot springs. This makes both girls excited, and after thinking for a few seconds, Akira accepts. The next day, Obos is now working as a taxi driver, and after a few hours of travel, the group finally arrives at the hot springs village. The group is very fascinated since it has been a long time since they visited hot springs. Suddenly, they hear a group arguing, and when Akira approaches to talk to them, he gets hit by a girl since the punch was meant for someone else, but lands on his face. Shortly after, the girl apologizes and introduces herself as Aegisai, the owner of the hot springs. They also meet the man with them named Yokurada. Akira, being curious, asks why they were arguing, and he explains that his partner had promised to leave Owell to stay with her at the inn. Since she hit Akira, the girl apologizes again and offers them a free stay. The group immediately accepts her offer. She then shows them around, and Amoru and Yugure are amazed when they hear that the baths are mixed, meaning both men and women can bathe together. However, Akira refuses this, since he is not in an LC with the girls. For a while, the girls talk about Yugure's feelings, as she is completely in love with Akira. Amoru also says that she loves both of them, and would like to form an LC with them. Later, Akira is reading some pamphlets when Yugure arrives. He asks her several questions about the past, but she refuses to answer and says it is a secret. Yokurada, who is nearby, hears Akira mention Tosa, and begins to explain that he used to be an OL researcher. He tells him about a war between humans and AI that started in the year 2052, where millions of people died and the geography of the world changed. He also says that Toasa was the savior who stopped the war, and many people do not know this because OL controls the true information. When Akira asks how she stopped the war, Yokurada explains that she did it by creating armed androids known as the Outside series. Before leaving, Akira asks what happened to Tosa after the war, and Yokurata says that no one knows exactly since she founded Owell with 6 sages and then disappeared completely. Akira is very shocked because he did not expect that she was the one who created Owell. After saying this, Yokurata leaves. Later, Akira is relaxing in the hot springs when he accidentally touches Yugure's chest while swimming without looking. This makes her very nervous, and she throws something at him. Meanwhile, Amoru is drawing a beautiful garden when Ajisai and her partner Ayama arrive. They start arguing again, which makes Amoru unable to handle the pressure and leave the place. Back with Akira, Yugure is giving him a massage when Amoru arrives. She calls them traitors because she cannot believe they are bathing without her, and out of jealousy, she joins them, creating a funny situation. Soon after, Akira leaves the hot springs, and Yokurata starts teasing him, saying that he is quite a player with the girls. Later, the group looks for a good place to draw, since Amoru wants to make some paintings. While they are talking, Akira approaches Yugure and asks what she wants as thanks for healing him and giving him massages. She thinks for a moment and then says that she would like to go on a date with him. The next day, Akira goes to the mixed bath where Ayama and Yokurata are. He gets very nervous since he is not in an LC with them, but they invite him to join anyway. A few hours later, Amoru, Aiyama, and Yokarada head to a crater so Amoru can paint. They say goodbye to Akira, but Amoru becomes jealous when she hears that he bathed with them. After they leave, Yugure appears wearing a very beautiful yukata, which fascinates Akira. Ajisai tells him that his date better go well, since Yugure spent the whole night preparing for it. In a parallel scene, while Amoru's group walks toward the crater, Aiyama reveals that Owell wants to destroy the hot springs because they found valuable minerals in the area. This makes her sad, since that is why she has not been able to leave Owell, as she is trying to protect the place, since destroying it would affect her partner's hot springs. Back with Akira, they spend several hours walking together on their date, and after doing many activities, he starts to develop feelings for Yugure. Meanwhile, Amoru is drawing when she remembers a favor Yugure asked her the night before, which was to leave them alone for a day so she could have a date with Akira. This made her jealous because she wanted to go with them, but she still agreed. Back in the present, Akira and Yugure are walking through a forest after fixing her broken sandal. Akira suddenly looks at her and tells her that she looks very beautiful, which makes Yugure blush deeply. At the same time, Amoru tells the others that she feels a bit jealous of Akira and Yugure because she loves both of them and cannot handle leaving them alone together. So Yokarada tells her that she should talk to both of them because sometimes love can be very selfish. He also tells Aiyama that she should talk to her partner since their love could fall apart. Then we see a memory from years ago where Tosa is talking with her AI. She says that she thinks differently from others, because she believes that one could develop feelings. Back in the present, Akira and Yugure arrive at a place that was part of the war 200 years ago. Akira asks if she is part of the Outside series, and she confirms that she is a weapon of war, just like her sisters Kubo and Yoyami. Even so, Akira is not afraid of her, because she has saved him many times. Yugure tells him that she has been acting strangely because she has feelings for him. As a joke, she says that they should get married. After talking for a while, they take a photo together using Akira's smartwatch. After a few hours, they return and are welcomed by Ajisai. At the same time, Amoru's group arrives, and Aiyama reveals the truth about Owell. She explains that they discovered very valuable minerals and want to turn the place into a mine, which makes Ajisai very nervous because it would destroy the hot springs. After encouraging her, the two reconcile again. Later that night, Amoru talks to Yugure and expresses her dissatisfaction, since she wanted to go out with both of them. Yugure teases her, saying that today she made progress toward marriage, which makes Amoru very jealous. The next day, the group says goodbye to Ajisai, and after walking for a while, they reach the main road. There they meet Yokarada, who says that he knows Sendai well and asks to be their guide, since he is also heading there. Over the next few days, the group travels by bus and stays in several hostels. Akira lends his smartwatch to help search for information about the past. When they finally arrive in Sendai, Yokarada says that he did not find anything, or at least that is what he makes Akira think, since he knows he might have seen something interesting. They observe the city of Sendai, and Yokarada explains that it is now like a large university, where any information they are looking for might be found, unlike Owell, which controls most of the world's knowledge. The group then goes to the library, where Akira and Yokarada meet the librarian named Sisad. She seems to have feelings for Yokarada, and Akira asks for books about AI and the war. However, she tells them that those books are practically a myth, and the two of them start acting like a couple. Later, the group leaves, and Akira says that if they cannot find the books there, then they will not find them anywhere. He then decides that they will go to Tokyo. However, the train leaves the next day, so Yokarada recommends that they read as much as they can in the library since he secretly took the key. He admits that he stole the key from the librarian, but says that if he returns it later, she will forgive him. He also mentions that they can take advantage of the situation since he will be on a date with her, giving them freedom to explore without interruption. Before leaving, he tells them that they should visit the black market for books. While walking through the city, Yugure suddenly senses the presence of her sisters. They quickly hide and wonder what they are doing there. Yugure then says that she will distract them so the others can escape. After saying that, she leaves, and the others feel her presence when a large explosion occurs. After that, Akira and Amoru go to the train station and buy tickets for the next day. They then explore another part of the city and are amazed by everything there. They arrive at an accessory stall, and Amoru shows that she is very good at negotiating, getting a great deal on several bracelets. After a while, they sit near a lake, and Amoru, feeling a bit sad, asks Akira if he likes Yugure, since she saw them together and felt very jealous. She also says that she would not mind being in an Elsie since they all love each other except Akira, who clearly only has eyes for Toasa. Later, they go to an alley where books are sold, and they meet Boro again, who is now working as a bookseller. Akira quietly asks if he has forbidden books, which makes everyone around them react nervously. Boro explains that Owell raided the place and took many books, but some people managed to save a few forbidden ones. However, since they are not what Akira is looking for, they explain that many of those books were classified and confiscated by the library, and are now kept in a secret warehouse. Because of this, Akira tells Amoru that they will break into the place. A few hours later, they return to the inn, and Akira recalls that the people from the alley gave him a map of the library, since even at night there are guards protecting it. Since Amoru falls asleep, Akira decides to go alone, but he is surprised when she secretly follows him. After entering the place and hiding, they reach an office-like area. They find themselves in a vault, and Akira is surprised to see that it uses advanced technology, since he thought that kind of technology was forbidden in this era. Amoru finds the key to the vault, but when she unlocks it, it makes a noise that alerts the guards. However, they manage to hide just in time. Parallel scene, while Yokurata and Sisad are in her room, the girl says that she must leave immediately because an alarm has started ringing. Later, Akira and Amoru arrive and are amazed by the large number of books. However, they notice another door that catches their attention. At that moment, one of the guards enters, and just as they are about to be discovered, Amoru jumps on him. But the guard manages to grab her, trying to take advantage of her, until Akira grabs him by the neck and makes him lose consciousness. After that, they enter a room filled with forbidden books. The girl tells Akira that he reminds her of her father, who was very kind, but in situations like this, he would become a hero. She remembers a time when her father protected them from guards, and she thanks Akira for saving her. Suddenly, she asks him about Toasa, and Akira says that she looked very similar to Yugure. He also says that he loved her positive personality and that she was extremely intelligent. While uncovering a cloth, Akira discovers books inside a display case. He is shocked when he sees that one of them mentions Toasa's project on its cover, and he tries to open it. Just as Amoru is about to break the glass with a chair, Sisad appears. She hits Amoru and says that the library is closed. Sisad then goes crazy and starts chasing them with a whip. She also says that she destroys books like they are her lovers, showing that she is not in her right mind. She begins attacking them, and Akira notices Tosa's book in front of him. At the same time, Amoru sees one of her father's books next to it. Sisad notices this, takes both books, and starts talking to them. At that moment, Amoru takes advantage and uses her lamp. She threatens to burn the place if Sisad refuses to hand them over, but Sisad attacks her, causing the lamp to fall and start a fire. Meanwhile, Yokurata is watching the library from afar. Back with Akira, they try to escape and notice that the books are still intact. The girl, a bit sad, tells him to focus on taking Toasa's book because it has helped him a lot. They finally escape, and the place is completely on fire. However, Akira chooses to take Amoru's father's book instead of his own. On the other hand, Sisad is desperate as she sees all her books burning. Just as they are about to escape, Yokurata arrives and gives them backpacks. He tells them to hide before going to the station, since OL might try to track them. He also asks Amoru if she managed to infiltrate the place. Later, they arrive at an abandoned place where they will hide. Akira apologizes to Yokurata for the trouble, since they know he has connections with the library. Yokurata says it is fine, because they obtained something he was also looking for, which is the girl's father's book. Akira starts reading it, and it shows a story about the past, mentioning that 12 beautiful angels were born with very similar appearances. They were spread across the world to eliminate sadness. Akira thinks that these words sound like Toasa's project, since she planned to implant chips into humans to improve them, so he believes the story matches her ideas. The next day, the group heads to the train station, and Akira feels very nervous. After a while, they board the train and wonder where Yugure is, since they have not seen her since the previous day. Akira gives the book with the story to Amoru, which makes her think that he is becoming kinder to her, and her heart starts beating faster, showing that she likes him a lot. Later, after leaving the station, Yugure is seen watching them. Seeing that her plan worked, she moves quickly and catches up with them on the train, which makes Amoru very happy. They sit down, and Amoru gives Yugure the bracelet she bought. However, an orange suddenly falls next to her, and a man arrives. He introduces himself as Bear and says that his whole family is moving with him because they were transferred for work. He also tells Akira that he is a guard of Owell, so he could not refuse the offer. Meanwhile, Amoru has fun with the man's children, since his child is a painter like her. At that moment, Bear says something that makes Yokorotta act like a flirt with his wife, which makes the man nervous. Since the wife has a personality opposite to Bear, Yugure finds it interesting, as it seems to make them compatible. Later, the train makes a stop, and Amoru keeps thinking about how handsome Akira looks. Yokorotta tells her that love can sometimes cloud people's judgment, and the girl happily thinks that Akira prioritized her book over his own. After a while, they get back on the train, and Akira and Yugure see Bear arguing with his wife. The man approaches them and asks for help to reconcile with her. After that, he sits down to talk, and the man says that years ago he was unfaithful to his wife. Yugure tells him that he deserves the death penalty for hurting her. He then admits that it only happened once, 10 years ago, when she was pregnant. Since Akira does not want to get involved in their problem, he stands up and says that he cannot help him. However, Bear grabs him and while kneeling cries and begs him to help, saying that he wants to see his wife smile one more time. At that moment, his children appear and realize that their father argued with their mother again. Because of this, Akira sits down again and starts thinking of a plan to reconcile them. Suddenly, Oboro appears as a train worker. Yes, this man really changes jobs almost every day. The group is not surprised anymore because they are already used to it. Oboro suggests that he should be honest with his wife, and the children recommend reminding her of the day they first met. This makes Akira think about the importance of a confession. However, Yugure does not seem happy about this, clearly because she is always rejected by him. Yugure and Akira go for a walk inside the train, when suddenly Yoyami kidnaps him into one of the train's rooms. However, Yugure appears at that moment and threatens her with a cannon. Yoyami tells her that she has fallen into their trap and that they will take him to Owell's headquarters. At that place, they meet Kubo, who is very happy to see her sister again after searching for her for a long time. She touches Akira's face and gets excited by how soft it is, which makes Yugure act like a jealous girlfriend, and tell Akira that he belongs to her. Yugure then threatens Yoyami again, but Kubo tells them to stop fighting in such a foolish way. Since Kubo is the older sister, both of them obey her immediately. To calm things down, Kubo suggests having tea, but Akira takes the opportunity to ask about Tosa. In another scene, Amoru continues preparing the reconciliation between Bear and his wife. At that moment, the wife arrives, and Amoru tries to hide what they are doing, but she accidentally reveals that they are planning something. The woman says that reconciliation is not the problem, as she remembers the first time her husband proposed to her. At that moment, Yokorotta arrives and says that he understands, and that her husband promised to love only her. She confirms this, and Amoru mentions that she is similar to Akira and Toasa, because there are people like them who prefer to love only one person. Back with Akira, he tells the girls that the only thing he knows is that Toasa ended the war. However, he has doubts about whether it really happened that way. He then shows them the message she recorded on his smartwatch. Since both sisters refuse to say anything, they tell him that he should ask Yugure, because they have been following her for two reasons. The first is because she is an outside series, and they must monitor weapons. The second is to make Yugure tell them where Toasa is. After a while, Akira tries to convince Yugure to tell him something about Toasa. When he fails, he takes out an earring he had promised. As he puts it on her, Yugure says that she and Toas made a promise, but maybe one day she will tell him. Meanwhile, Amoru is watching them from afar and feels very sad seeing them together, because she is deeply in love with Akira. Later, Akira returns to the group, and they prepare a bouquet of flowers for Bear's wife. At that moment, Kubo is also with them, and it seems she knows Yokorotta. Amoru keeps looking at Yugure while watching Akira, feeling sad once again. She then meets Bear's son, who made an amazing drawing for his mother. In another scene, Yoyami is talking with Oboro and complains about her sister, saying that she is angry because Yugure is ignoring the main mission. A memory is then revealed of when the androids were created. In that memory, Toasa regrets giving them life in that way. She says that she treats them like her daughters and mentions that incarnation is her only hope. After some time, Yoyami arrives worried and tells her sister that Yugure disappeared along with Toasa. Back in the present, she wonders if they are truly sisters, especially because Yugure abandoned them, even though deep down she cares about her. In another scene, the group arrives and performs a serenade for Bear's wife. She does not seem very happy, but she still accepts the flowers. We also see Akira and Yugure staring at each other, which makes Amoru feel bad and leave immediately, because she cannot handle the attention Akira is giving to Yugure. Just when she thinks she did not have the courage to ask to be included, she hears someone crying. It is Bear's wife, who is crying because of the situation. At that moment, her son arrives and shows her a drawing he made of all of them, which changes her attitude. He asks if she hates his father, but after seeing the drawing that made her feel better, she hugs her son and says that she loves her husband very much. However, she still has tears in her eyes and says that she must do something quickly. The boy thinks she is crying because of his drawing, but Amoru arrives and tells him that his drawing is good because it shows the reality of their family. After that, she approaches Bear and tells him that they need to talk alone. She says that she can never forgive him because he promised to love only her, and by lying in their marriage vows, it became something unforgivable for her. She then tells Bear that at the next station she will get off with the children and return to Sendai. Finally, she gives him back an earring he gave her years ago. This makes the man start crying as both of them say that they love each other. On the other hand, while Akira is looking at some drawings, he realizes that he has been treating Yugure and Amoru badly. He calls himself trash for avoiding them, since he is only focused on Toasa without caring about their feelings. The next day, Akira sees Bear and his wife separating, even though they still love each other. Just when Amoru is about to tell him something important, Bear's son interrupts them. The boy, a bit sad, gives Amoru a drawing and tells her that she looks much prettier when she smiles. She happily accepts it. Finally, they all say goodbye, and the train departs. After several hours of travel, the train arrives at a city called Mila. Suddenly, the group becomes worried because Yoyami and Yugure are about to fight. Yoyami says that she will take Yugure back to Owell, but Yugure immediately attacks her by firing several laser beams. Yoyami dodges all the attacks, including her powerful beam, and then counterattacks by destroying several of Yugure's weapons. Everyone is shocked as the androids begin to fight. Yoyami confidently says that she knows all of Yugure's attacks. After dodging another beam, the two start fighting in close combat. Yokurata says that if no one stops them, one of them could die. Then Yoyami manages to break Yugure's shield, but just when she thinks she has her cornered, Yugure had set a trap. Cables suddenly bind Yoyami, and she is hit with electricity, making her fall to the ground stunned. Yugure tells her that she should no longer care about her or Toasa. This makes Yoyami angry, and she asks why Yugure disappeared with Toasa. Suddenly, Yoyami grabs a sword and cuts Yugure in the chest, shocking everyone. Yoyami says she had no choice and declares that she will destroy her core. Just before she can strike, Akira runs toward her while recalling his memories with Yugure. At that moment, a power activates inside Akira, giving him great speed and allowing him to stop the attack. Yoyami then says that Akira has deactivated his limiter. Yugure tells him not to listen, but Yoyami explains that all androids have a limiter. Akira checks the wound he received while blocking the attack. At that moment, it is revealed that Akira is also an android, just like Yugure. Kubo tells him that he probably already suspected it. Akira then starts remembering his past with Toasa, and realizes that he was never human. Yoyami tells Yugure that she was cruel for hiding this truth from him. Akira becomes angry, unable to believe that she lied to him all this time. He becomes confused about himself, and does not want to listen to anything Yugure says. He falls into his own mind and begins to question whether he is really the real Akira, realizing that all his emotions might have been artificially created. Suddenly, Yugure enters his mental space to talk to him, but he is still angry and thinks that he is just an imposter. Since he refuses to listen, she has no choice but to show him everything and answer all his questions. Then we see a memory from the year 2038 where Toasa explains her project to Akira and his father. She wanted to create a biological fusion between humans and androids. She explains that the biggest obstacle was people's fear of androids, but with the help of 6 geniuses, known as the 6 sages, they prepared the project. These memories are being shown by Yugure. She explains that after the incident where someone shot them during a presentation, both of them were taken to the hospital. Akira recovered well, but Tosa suffered a consequence since the impact damaged her womb, making it impossible for her to have children. For months, she tried to find a cure because she had promised Akira that they would have a family. After failing to solve the problem, she tried to break up with him because she could not give him the family he wanted. But Akira was a boy who only cared about her, so he told her that he loves her just the way she is. After several months, the girl decided to continue her project of implanting chips in humans. It is also explained that 2 years later, Akira obtained a doctorate in the field and became essential to Toasa's research, even going as far as proposing marriage to her. However, she was afraid of being with him because as time passed and they continued researching the project, she kept receiving death threats. Years later, in 2045, they achieved a major breakthrough by creating the smallest machine in the world, which could even mix with human blood. Akira was one of the first to receive the implant, and he said that he could access the internet in his mind. The project quickly became a success, and over time, more than 80% of humans had this implant. However, like everything good, it had a negative side. The geniuses who worked on the project realized that people with implants could be hacked. They could even be forced to do things against their will. Because of this, the scientists decided to keep it a secret and not tell Tosa, since there was no way to remove the implants from the blood. But as expected, the information leaked, causing chaos across the world, as hackers created massive damage everywhere. This made Tosa fall into despair, as she could not find any way to remove the implants and deeply regretted everything she had caused. A year later, people began protesting against her. Akira, along with her and her father, said they needed to find a solution as soon as possible. However, no matter how many tests she conducted, hackers always found a way in. She slowly began to collapse due to exhaustion, and years later, in 2050, she was attacked. Her father died, and she ended up in the hospital. After some time, Tosa had no choice but to activate a superior AI to help solve the problem. However, it took control of everything and installed itself into the systems of all people with implants, causing a global conflict. In 2051, all television broadcasts were hacked, and the AI began speaking to humanity. Akira realized that this was something Tosa had created. The AI declared that humans were the greatest plague in the world, and that it would cleanse the planet. Robots then began a war against humans. One day, Tosa, overwhelmed with guilt, appeared on camera and tried to take her own life, but Akira stopped her. She said she deserved to die because many people had lost their lives because of her project. Akira encouraged her, but she said she could not stop the AI called Terra, as it was the most advanced AI in the world. Eventually, Akira managed to calm her down, and his support gave her the strength to find a real solution. Later, she reunited with the geniuses and created the Outside series, using her own face for them to carry the burden. They then created many of her sisters, who were used to fight against Terra, defeating many robots it controlled. Eventually, they created Yugure, who had the most advanced AI of all. Over 2 years, they managed to chase and trap Terra in a physical space, and finally defeat it, ending the war between AI and humans. The war left only 200,000 people alive in the entire world. Tosa knew that a new challenge would come, both technological and environmental, as an ice age and a technological regression were almost inevitable. With the little technology they had left, they created a tool to heal the environment, which continues to restore the planet even in the present. Because of this achievement, the OL organization was founded, and since a world leader was needed, Tosa and the 6 sages were chosen to lead it. Akira was also honored and promoted as the director of OL. The organization then banned most technology to prevent another war like before. However, not everything was peaceful. In 2057, Tosa disappeared, leaving a message for Akira on his smartwatch. Yuger then tells him that the real Akira spent the next 20 years leading the organization while searching for her. Since an illness was consuming him, he created a copy of himself to continue searching for Tosa. That is the real reason why Akira was created as an android. At that moment, Yuger tells him that since she learned about his existence, she became interested in marriage. She hugs him and says she will find a way to make him happy because even though he has Akira's memories, he is living his own life. Akira thanks her, and his face shows great happiness. Suddenly, he wakes up in a bed and is surprised to see Amoru. The scene shifts to the past, to the day when Akira lost consciousness. They head to their home, and Yugure carries him on her back. This is because when he entered his mental world, he went into sleep mode. Yokurata asks Amoru if she already knew that Akira was an android. and she replies that she did since the day he was shot while protecting Yugure. After that, the group arrives at a kind of apartment, and Yugure tells them that she will connect to his system. She also adds that while she is connected, she will possibly be asleep and that the process could take days or even years. At that moment, Kubo appears and tells them that she has secured the area so no one can disturb them and that she set up laser turrets to defend the place in case of an attack. After thanking her sister, Yugure connects with Akira. Amoru, very worried, hopes that they will return soon and says that she will take care of them. After that, we see that for several years, she dedicated herself to taking care of both of them until the day came when she realized that Yugure had awakened. She runs to the house and, upon seeing her awake, starts crying with happiness. Akira also wakes up, and we return to the present, where he sees Amoru much older. After a while, she prepares a welcome party for them. Akira mentions that even though they are androids, they still need to eat because they are exact copies of humans. Kubo, who is drunk, tells him that he should thank Amoru, since she was the one who took care of them. Akira thanks her immediately, and Amoru mentions that 7.5 years have passed since they disconnected from reality. Akira, deep in thought, says that during all that time, Yugure showed him and answered all his doubts. However, when Amoru realizes that they were together all that time, she becomes a bit sad and goes to the kitchen to get some water, trying to hide how she feels, since Akira only sees her as someone dear. In another scene, Yokurata secretly talks with Yoyami. She asks where Yugure is, but he hides the truth and says that he does not know. He also makes her believe that he is looking for her as well, and that he has another purpose with her. The next day, Akira and Amoru go for a walk, and Akira apologizes to her for wasting her time, since as a human she has clearly aged. Unable to hold back her feelings, she hugs him and confesses. She also says that she knows he now loves Yugure, and adds that she wants him to love her as well. After a while, Akira returns to the others, and they tell him that the real Akira is still alive since they managed to extend his life using Toasa's family underground laboratory. Because of this, he agrees to go there to meet the real Akira. Meanwhile, Amoru makes an excuse to leave and goes to a forest to cry. There, she meets Yokurata, who tells her that she feels like a fool for creating so many expectations about Akira. However, she asks him if Akira does not love her just because she is human, and suddenly he tells her that if that is the problem, he can help her fulfill her desire. The next day, Amoru prepares to leave, and the group is a bit worried about her since she spent the whole night thinking about Yokurata's words. However, she does not seem happy and prefers to stay silent. Before leaving, she tells them to go to Toasa's laboratory and that she will meet them later. After a few days, Akira and Yugure continue walking, and she tells him that she knows he also loves Amoru. Akira holds her hands and says that when they return, they will spend time with her. Soon after, they finally arrive at the city where Owell's headquarters is located. The city is surrounded by a large wall, so Yugure gives him a fake ID to pass the security inspection. When they reach the entrance, they realize that the guard is Boro. In another scene, Yokurata and Amoru arrive at the old laboratory of the Six Sages. At that moment, she is injected with the same substance used decades ago. After that, Yokurata begins to manipulate her system, and it seems that he successfully hacks her, controlling her so she can eliminate Yugure and stay with Akira. Back with Akira, they talk with Oboro, who reveals that he is the director of OL. It is also revealed that he has been following them all this time to protect them under direct orders from the real Akira. He tells them that because of his respect for his boss, he will take them to meet him. In another scene, Yoyami arrives at an abandoned place, and suddenly Amoru appears behind her. She gives her a map showing Yugure's location, but secretly injects something into her, causing her to collapse. Before losing consciousness, Yoyami realizes that Amoru has been hacked. Meanwhile, as Oboro takes them to the laboratory, he explains that after everything that happened, Tokyo became independent from the rest of the world, which allowed it to maintain advanced technology. At the same time, Yokurata is controlling both Amoru and Yoyami. However, he struggles to control Yoyami since she has evolved greatly over the past 200 years. At that moment, Kubo appears behind him and points a weapon at him. Surprised, he asks how she found him, and she shows that she used her sister's GPS. Kubo tells him that she knows he wants to transfer Amoru's consciousness into Yoyami. She also realizes that he is one of the 6 sages, since only they know how to modify and control androids. Yokurata admits that all he wants is to see Toasa. Back with Akira, Oboro says that there are still people searching for Toasa, and that the real Akira also wants to meet him. Meanwhile, Yokurata tells Kubo that he changed his name and appearance to stay hidden while searching for her. However, suddenly, Yoyami attacks him and cuts his neck. She has awakened, now combining Amoru's consciousness with Yoyami's body. We also see that even though her head was cut off, she is able to slowly regenerate. Yokurata grabs her head, and then the girl uses a technology to move to his side. Back with Akira, Oboro leaves them in a part of the city, and they continue on foot. After walking and entering the laboratory, they go down to an underground area. Just when they are about to reach the real Akira, Yoyami appears behind them, or rather Amoru, since she took control of Yoyami's body to be loved by Akira. She tells them that now he will finally be able to love her, which shocks them when they realize it is Amoru inside Yoyami's body. She confesses to Yokurata that he was the one who suggested using Yoyami's body so Akira could love her, since he is an android and might love her if she becomes one too. Suddenly, Amoru approaches Akira and stabs him, then inserts her hand and pulls out his robotic heart. She says, in a disturbed way, that his heart now belongs to her. This makes Yugure immediately push her away, but Yoyami quickly attacks her, since at that moment Amoru and Yoyami are fighting internally for control of the body. Yugure realizes that both of their minds are completely mixed. She starts attacking, but the girl skillfully dodges everything and continues fighting. Meanwhile, Yokurata fights against Kubo. He lands several hits, but due to her regeneration ability, it does not affect her much. Suddenly, Kubo creates a mist that surrounds the entire area. Then she uses a clone ability surrounding Yokurata while asking why he wants to see Toasa. He tries to justify himself, saying that he just wants to apologize for everything that happened with the hacking, but Kubo tells him that it is not an excuse to hurt the people he cares about. He starts shooting at all the clones, but it turns out to be a trap, and Kubo appears above him and shoots him with laser beams, leaving him burned on the ground. Back with the girls, they continue fighting in close combat. Yugure tells her to calm down because her core might not handle it. Yoyami breaks Yugure's shield, but Yugure strikes back and throws her into nearby structures. Yugure then asks why she is so obsessed with Toasa, and they continue fighting, even losing parts of their bodies. At that moment, Amoru takes control and asks Yugure why the 3 of them cannot be together, since she waited more than 7 years to create an Elsie with them. Yugure replies that she loves Akira and wants to marry him. However, Amoru says that she loves both of them and even kisses her, but Yugure says that she only wants to love one person. Then Yoyami takes control again and argues with her, asking why no one blamed her for failing to protect Tosa. Yugure tells her that all of them have been blaming themselves for not being able to help her. After hearing this, Yoyami begins to lose strength, and Yugure cuts her legs just before she fades away. Yugure then reveals that she did not take Toasa away, but that Toasa asked her to accompany her on a mission, which is why she left. Seeing that Yugure truly has a good heart, Yoyami gives control to Amoru, who says that this is why she fell in love with her. After saying that, she fades away. After that, Yugure goes to Akira, takes his core, and reconnects it, making him wake up immediately. She explains that it is already too late for Amoru and Yoyami, since merging their minds slowly destroys their consciousness. She also says that at that point it is very difficult to separate their minds. Akira realizes that by connecting to Yugure's core, he might die. He tries to stop her, but she tells him that as long as he survives, that is enough for her, since they cannot be together if one of them is dead. After saying this, she collapses. While crying, Akira hears a voice and realizes it is Dove, the assistant. She tells him that they can still save Yugure, so he quickly heads to a lower level. They arrive at the laboratory, where they were created, and Dove tells him to place her on one of the beds. A capsule begins healing Yugure, and then Dove takes him to see another capsule. At that moment, he meets the real Akira, who is now an old man. Dove tells him that he can ask anything he wants, since the real Akira will sacrifice himself to save Yugure. Akira thanks him and asks about the reason for his existence. The real Akira says that he already knows what he wants to ask, because they are connected, and everything he has seen and experienced, the old man has also seen in real time. Finally, the old man tells him that he is the child he was never able to have with Toasa, and asks him to read his diary after he dies. Akira is shocked to hear this, and the old man explains that he created the concept of love for him. He then tells him that he should have his own Elsie and that he should be with Yugure and Amoru, because they are the ones who make him feel truly special. While the old man continues speaking, Yugure suddenly wakes up. She thanks Dove and the old man for saving her, and he says that he is happy to see them together one last time. After a short conversation, the real Akira says that it is time for him to go. His capsule opens, and he begins to say goodbye. As his final advice, he tells Akira that whether he is human or a machine, he should enjoy every moment of his life to the fullest and connect with the world. At that moment, Akira begins to cry, and Yugure tells him that she has Toasa's final words, which are that she will love him until her death. These words make the old man cry with happiness just before he dies. Shortly after, the group leaves the laboratory and meets Kubo, and also Aoro. They go outside to talk, and Kubo apologizes to her sister for getting her involved in all of this. Finally, she tells them that Amoru is still alive, but she is in a coma because of the hacking she received. After that, we see that over a long period of time, many things changed for the people that Akira met along his journey. It is also shown that they managed to heal and restore Yoyami. After several years, Amoru is still in a coma, and Akira and Yugure go to Toasa's grave since she had died of old age at 82. Both of them say a few words for her, and suddenly Akira confesses that he wants to propose to Yugure, which makes her blush deeply. Yugure tells him that Toasa's final words to her were that she should protect her sisters and not interfere in the world's affairs. She also says that Toasa wanted to meet her future partner, which is the main reason why she wanted to marry Akira. By bringing him to her grave, she has fulfilled that promise. After that, they confess their love to each other, and Yugure adds that it seems she also loves Amoru, just like he does. Because of this, they think about reinventing how marriage works for the three of them in this world. A few days later, Amoru finally wakes up and sees them in front of her. She starts crying uncontrollably with happiness as she hugs them.